Um, it's been a very strange few weeks. Um, as some of you might understand by now, the Frog Prince and I have separated finally um, as a couple. It's been hard, very emotional, um, very upsetting. I could tell you all the reasons why, but it would just be a complete attack against him and partially his ex-partner. It would just be a complete and utter um, dumping of my hurt and emotions against someone else to justify and tell you why exactly I've come to the point where I am. It's not a point I ever wanted to get to, but it was a point that I always knew if I had to make, I would make. The journey this year has been one of personal survival, of personal change, of understanding, of struggle, of fallibility, making mistakes. But it is a journey I needed to go on. I've always said that, always believed it. I will always love the person that I believed the Frog Prince to be. And I will always, irrespective of what has happened between us, thank him for freeing me to become alive, a woman, and knowing that one day I will be loved properly, and somebody will need me in their life and want to have me in their life, and everything that goes with that, to care for me, someone to watch over me as I will watch over them, someone to be independent within a relationship, who won't do some of the things that have happened. I'll put it that way. Anger from the ex, I thought I could understand that, and I do understand that when you are put in a situation that she and I were put in. We both felt intensely hurt, angry, devastated, both of us. But I would like to think that out of the two personalities, that despite being told I wasn't dignified, I'd like to think that I handled it with her in a caring, dignified manner as much as possible in that sort of situation. And I'm sure I did. What I couldn't do any longer was be under attack. And I felt very disappointed that I wasn't protected against something that was escalating and going on and building up. And I don't know why it is some people blame the other person rather than the partner who has done the thing wrong to start with. I've never understood that. The responsibility lies with the person who has created a situation for me, and that's where I was able to respect the Frog Prince in the beginning, because he held up his hand and totally to me and people around me and said, no, I'm at fault, I started this off all wrong. And I admired that. That was kind of like a wonderful thing that he did there. I thought he was very brave, saying, you know what, I've messed up. However, as the situation, you get to know it more, you know that perhaps different versions of the truth are being told differently to other people in the situation. When there are three people in a relationship, whether it's an ex or a family member, that sets the relationship up for a very rocky ride anyway. Because when you have problems, normal problems, settling in problems, disagreements, I know I've come into a relationship situation after a long time of being without that, but my judgment and my instincts still are that two mature, rational, caring people sit down together to find a middle ground, or to discuss, or to negotiate. And when a third person is brought into that scenario in any way to justify certain behaviour, or to bolster up somebody what they're doing, it's a dangerous thing, because the other person in the partnership feels totally undermined, under attack. The loyalty is brought into question, the love, the loyalty, and then it kind of like, it's a knock-on effect of well, where is the love and the loyalty within the whole situation? Where is the wanting to be nurtured, wanting to be cared about? Do you actually love me enough to look after me, to cherish me, to protect me? And when the answer is obviously no, then you have to question, well, what is the point of staying in this relationship if those loyalty, love, care, tenderness, compassion, empathy, protectiveness of you aren't there? And situations were occurring whereby the trust issues, it was impossible to trust. This makes you very needy, and the worst thing somebody can then do when you're feeling insecure and needy, and you're presented with things that are happening that you find proof for, that are being explained away but actually don't make sense, you are in a situation whereby your common sense and your instincts are all buzzing, and you become then afraid, and it's fear. The fear of being betrayed, the fear of not knowing what's the truth, the fear of something going on, the fear of being talked about in an unfavourable way to people who you're trying to build new relationships with. It's especially when you've been in a protective mode. I honestly don't think it's very sensible to talk to family members about somebody you're in a relationship with, because if and when you can sort things out, those family members will never feel the same way about that partner. You talk to your friends, or blow off to your friends, but talking to family members sets the partner up for everlasting failure and doubt and mistrust, and I just think there's no way you can trust your partner by that. And when an ex-partner is constantly texting and trying to cause trouble, are they doing it because they're trying to cause trouble, or are they doing it because your partner is still in touch with them? You'll never know. You'll never know. When it's going on month in, month out, and you're under attack, and you're having to duck the missiles, you have to get to a point where you save yourself, you rescue yourself if no one else is rescuing you. And when situations happen where you are cold or hungry or feeling unloved, or things around you happen and nobody is concerned for you, there's no concern for you, to me that's not enough love. That's not enough. That doesn't say if you don't feel your partner's bothered, or you don't feel the love, and they're not demonstrating that you are important, then there is nowhere else to go but away. because you are worth better. And then you're faced with the problem where you miss the person that you love. But the reality is staring in your face that the person you love is really not the real person. The person you love doesn't actually exist, because someone who loves you will want to take care of you, will want you to be comfortable, to be warm, to be safe, to have food and heat and warm water and a touch on the arm if you're not well, or if something happens, you'll go, are you okay? If that's not happening, then you can look at it two ways. One of the ways is that you're not loved enough, and therefore you have to make a decision whether the amount of love that you're getting is enough to sustain you and keep you happy and well, or that person is unemotionally available to you, and you